everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to our live stream for Friday, February 19th. So excited to be here. So happy we get to spend an hour together, me and the team, the Raw Vegan Heroes team. You know what? We really are a team. This is a team effort. I'm amazed at the healing journey that everyone is taking on. Everyone here is dedicated to healing themselves. Of course, in turn, we heal the world when we heal ourselves. It's the micro and the macro. We are the world, you know? Like the 80s song, we are the world, right? Of course, we have to take on our own healing to heal the world. And you know what? Healing is really about breaking ingrained patterns of thought. Healing really happens in our mind. I don't think I could express this enough or deeply enough. I truly believe that healing happens in the mind. Now, we are dealing with patterns set into our genetics from our ancestors, from our life experiences that create stuck energy, that create lower vibrational energy. This stuck energy is what turns into sickness and disease. We can't fix it all with food. A raw vegan diet, of course, is amazing. I'm 100% raw, and it helps detox the body, but we got to start with the mind. We've got to start with the mind. So breaking ingrained patterns of thought that keep us in stuck patterns of energy is really what this team is all about. Team Raw Vegan Heroes, Team Raw Vegan Heroes, working on stuck energy. That's what we're doing, whether we realize it or not. You know, our setbacks and our illnesses aren't even our fault because they're coming from our genetic lineages. You know, your grandfather could have been the one who had this poor mindset that now has led to your illness. You know, we're being asked to be healers of our lineage. And so that leads me to this week's theme, everybody, which is consistency is key. Okay, if we are changing our family lineage, if we're breaking ingrained patterns of thought, if we are changing ingrained energetic patterns of illness in our body, we've got to be consistent. We've got to set new grooves into motion. How long does it take to set a new pattern into motion? To set a new normal, a new groove, in a new rut for the needle to follow? Well, it takes a lot, okay? As we're on this healing journey in our life to heal our lineage, to unstuck this energy out of our body, we've got to be consistent. We've got to be so relentlessly consistent that it seems crazy how consistent we are. This is what I do in my life. I'm consistent. It's one of my greatest gifts. It's actually a great virtue. For me, my mindset just allows me to be consistent day in and day out. I don't question it. I hold the vision. I don't sway. I can stay consistent. It's allowed me to be successful. It's allowed me to be successful in everything I do, in fact, business and health and family and all the things that I do. It's why I'm a high-functioning person. And it's why all of you are high-functioning people too, whether you realize it or not. Your consistency is leading to you breaking the ingrained patterns of illness and low vibrational thoughts and getting out of these ruts that hold us back and have for generations. If you see yourself as a lineage breaker, someone to not carry the burden of your lineage, it's consistency. It takes time. We are a team here in this group, Raw Vegan Heroes. I've got your back, okay? We've all got each other's back. That's what this team is about. Having each other's back, because consistency is hard. You know what I mean? Consistency is what it says. It takes time, dedication, focus, purpose, right? So I'm so grateful for all of you guys. This group is amazing. I'm going to just say Raw Vegan Heroes is amazing. All the amazing people. Amy, Louise, Aline, Gina, Magda, Tim. Who else is on? I can only see like 5 or 6 people here. I'm absolutely honored to be part of this amazing team. Just so you guys know, we have a lot of incredible questions this week. Some really, deep healing questions. People are in their healing journey, and I just want everybody to know that this healing journey is not simple. It's not easy, but it all starts with our mind. Okay, I'm going to jump into the questions here because we've got a lot to cover. We've got 25 questions, and I want to make sure that we cover everybody's questions and where they're at on their healing journey. This is important stuff. And you know what? We can all learn from everybody's questions because this applies to all of us. We're all in this healing journey. We all need to learn how to be consistent. Okay? And so let's jump in, everybody. Let's jump into the weekly questions. Here we go. Kenna leads off this week's questions. All right, let's see. Kenna says, hello, Shane. As of today, I am on day 18. I suffer from ulcerative colitis and have been bleeding for 4 months. I was hoping this protocol would help heal, but I am still dealing with the blood. I can't help but feel disappointed. Have you dealt with anyone with this condition? I took 2 weeks off work because the stomach pains were unbearable. Nothing like I have ever experienced before. It literally rivaled childbirth. I am having a hard time with the lemon ginger blast. The ginger burns and gives me heartburn. I have cut the amount in half. How important is it in the juice? I am finding it hard to enjoy and get another one down. I know healing takes time. I have been on the quest of healing for 2 years now. I plan on 30 days and find every day a struggle right now. Thank you. Okay, Kenna. I hear you. It's a struggle. Day 18. Okay, what's the theme of this week's live? It's consistency. So day 18 is good. Great start. But this takes consistency. Ulcerative colitis doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's been developing with consistency of your diet and lifestyle, and it's going to take consistency to heal it. You need to be really focused on the big picture here and not in the details. If you're going to heal your ulcerative colitis, Kenna, you're going to have to come out of the detailed struggle story of the body, and you're going to have to come up into your higher mind, and you're going to have to hold a vision of your body healed. And you're going to have to hold it so strong that it doesn't matter if you're in pain, you are going to be healed. Healing starts in our mind. What patterns have been set into place in your life, Kenna, that have led you to this place with your ulcerative colitis? It doesn't start from nowhere. It starts in our energy. It starts in stuck patterns of thought. It starts in stuck genetic expressions, which is all related to energy. And here you are struggling. Day 18 is great, but it's not enough. You've got to be consistent. You've got to go 40 days, maybe 90 days, maybe 120 days. Give your digestion a break, And of course the lemon ginger blast. So just so you know, no one who is dealing with toxicity likes the lemon ginger blast. I've dealt with clients that try the lemon ginger blast and they vomit, literally vomit. This is because the juices are detoxifying. The juices are going to reveal, especially the lemon ginger blast, it's going to reveal the weaknesses in your body, okay? So it's going to reveal the weak hydrochloric acid, the weak digestion. It's going to reveal where you have bacterial overgrowth. It's going to reveal toxicity in your body. It's going to reveal heavy metals. It's going to make you feel like crap because you've got toxicity. So where you're at, Kenna, is just the beginning of a long road that takes incredible consistency. That's what it is. It's not going to be something that is just healed in 18 days. So your disappointment is really, maybe misunderstanding how much consistency it's going to take and where really healing comes from. The bigger picture, like I said, Kenna, get out of the details and move into the higher vision. Okay, because healing requires vision. It requires vision. Arnold Schwarzenegger, right, big bodybuilder, back in the days of his peak performance at bodybuilding, he always said the only reason he could build that physique was because he had a picture in his mind. He held the vision in his mind. That means that the work that he put in, the consistency he put in to create that physique was inconsequential. He didn't care how much work it took. He didn't care how much pain he went through. That's an example of how we change our body based on our thoughts, okay? Our thoughts, top down, top down, all right? Everything, your ulcerative colitis is at the bottom of the pyramid. It's your thoughts that create the actions and the consequences and the results, okay? So I hear your disappointment, and I'm going to hold you high. I'm going to give you this coaching with love and just say you can't play small. Get out of your details and get into the bigger picture, and it's going to really make a difference for you, okay? You can't play small here. Healing takes consistency. You've got to be a warrior. You've got to decide you're going to choose life. You've got to decide you're going to heal, okay? The details don't matter in this circumstance. Details rarely matter with anything we do. All right, I'm moving on to the next question. Magda has the next question. Magda, hey Shane, I have attempted doing a juice fast multiple times in the past. Unfortunately, I failed because I couldn't control my cravings. I'm usually fine for a few weeks, then the cravings hit me. I cannot sleep or do anything. All I think about is pizza or pasta. I try to distract myself, but my mind won't stop thinking of those things. It's horrible. There's a voice in my head that won't stop until I finally eat one of those things. I remember I sometimes couldn't control myself and would go to the shops in the middle of the night just to stop the voice from making me feel crazy. Please, how can I deal with those cravings? I feel powerless and defeated. Once I do eat something, it feels good for a few minutes, but then I feel horrible. I'm on day 28 of my juice cleanse today, and I cheated. I had a bit of pasta because I could not control myself. I want to keep going and not give in to my cravings again, but I don't know how. I feel like I'm going crazy. All right, Magda, this is warrior time. This is healer time. What are you made of? What are you really made of? And what are you committed to creating in your life? Have you asked yourself that question? What am I, Magda, committed to creating? If you haven't asked yourself that question, this is the time to start. What are you made of? Are you taking a stand for something in your life, Magda? Because if you knew what you were taking a stand for, you would not have the issue with cravings. It's because you're not in control of your vision. You're not in control of what you're taking a stand for. You're not led by something where you are relentlessly working toward it. Like again, the analogy of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Obviously, he was enrolled in his vision of this physique he wanted to build. Every successful person is enrolled in their vision of what they are creating. I am enrolled in my life, in my diet, in my lifestyle. It doesn't matter if I even cheat on my juice fast or if I cheat, because I'm so enrolled in my vision, I will always get back into alignment. I will never not be enrolled in my vision, and I enroll myself. So Magda, it sounds like you need to enroll yourself in your own vision. Okay? Get crystal clear on the vision of who you want to be and what you are consistently committed to creating. Consistently, day in and day out, committed to creating. And the consistency in your vision here is not to be underestimated. Okay? Healing and mindset comes from the top down. So your mind is creating your lack of control. Your mind is not, you're flailing this way and that way because you're not hooked into a vision that's strong enough to enroll you, okay? So Magda, you have the potential to be a healer. You have the potential to be a leader. You have the potential to be an amazing person who blows your own self out of the water at how cool you are, how capable you are, how successful you are. And the only way you're going to get there is if you have a vision for your life that you are enrolled in. So you've got to start there. These cravings you're talking about, they've got nothing on Magda, who is enrolled in her own vision, right? It really starts there, okay? Because you're in the process of changing your gut microbiome. If these bacteria are causing cravings, so what? That's a small detail that will just dissolve in the face of a bigger vision, okay? I really hope that's helpful because I really think that we underestimate mindset, and I really think we underestimate consistency in our thoughts and our mindset patterns. It's really key. All right, next question. Let's go to the next question here. Sade says, those cravings are no joke. I feel like I sound like an addict when I say I haven't had a potato chip in a week. Yeah, well, we are addicts, we're addicts of our mindset, really, Hi, Wanda. Wanda just came on. So excited to have you here, Wanda. Hi. Let me see, this camera's not focusing. There we go. All right. Angelia Dickinson has the next question. Angelia asks, what is a good way to keep on weight as a raw vegan? When I was 100% raw, I was at my smallest, which was 145. I don't like the way I looked, and I was way too small for my frame and comfort level. Okay, so Angelia, I would say 145, you'd have to have a pretty big frame. I mean, you'd probably have to be 5'10", or more to really, but, hey, you're comfortable where you're comfortable. You just eat calories. We don't lose weight automatically on a raw vegan diet unless we undereat, but raw foods are high in fiber, high in water, and they can fill us up and make us feel full with less calories in the beginning until we adapt. Okay, so you just want to track your calories a little bit. Download Chronometer. It's a free app. You can track your eating diary on your phone, and it'll tell you how many calories you're eating. If you shoot for 3,000 calories a day, you're not going to lose weight. But just so you guys know, when we detox, sometimes our body needs to shed. Detox is about releasing and letting go, right? Sometimes our body needs to shed waste. And if we have toxicity stored in our fat cells, which is where our body stores heavy metals and environmental toxins like glyphosate and other inorganic solids, then we might need to shed weight to detoxify. We can't be afraid of shedding weight. We can't be afraid of transforming before our very eyes. We can't be afraid of going through a metamorphosis. So Angelia, I would suggest what I hear in your question is really, how do I get past the fear of letting go of who I've become to become who I really want to be? And what I would suggest is that letting go of who you've become is one of the most powerful things you can possibly do in your life. Because what you'll find is what's left standing is who you really are. And if you want, you can go back to the gym and put on muscle. If you want, you can start pounding down calories and put back on weight. But hey, why don't you experiment with who you really are for a minute? Strip it bare, let it go, drop it all. Get out of your story of what weight you should be and what you should look like. Who does that serve? No one, And so consistency in your mindset here is what you really need. And you need to not be afraid of change. I'm afraid of change. We're all afraid of change. And that's why we stay the same. So it's okay to change. It's okay to let go and rebuild. It's okay to lose illusions and refine our truths in our life. This is what makes us healers. This is what makes us powerful leaders. This is what makes us strong, Okay, Angelia, I hope that's helpful. Next question, Tina. Yeah, Gina, letting go of who you've become, isn't that, I know it's a good one. To become who we really are, that's the powerful thing. All right, Tina Harpso. The topic has probably been up before, but Tina from Denmark, not the Netherlands. Thank you, Tina. Yes, last week I said Netherlands, so Denmark. Yes, Tina from Denmark. Much love and blessings to you, Tina in Denmark. I laugh with a loving twinkle in my eye. Aw, thank you so much. A loving twinkle back at you, Tina. What about vitamin supplements? I take B12 every day. I take vitamin D daily in the winter. Zinc and iodine I take a little on and off. Is it okay to take several supplements together for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner? Or should they be taken at different times with different foods? You know what, personally, I just take them in the morning too. I do almost the exact thing that you described, Tina. I take B12, I take vitamin D in the winter, and I take zinc and iodine on and off here and there. So that sounds exactly on par with what I do. And I'll just take it in the morning with my morning smoothie or my breakfast. So I don't think timing on supplements matters so much. And what about omega-3? What are the best foods? Flax seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, walnuts. Is there anything else you recommend eating to get good omega-3s? And how much per day to get enough? The enough question is a really big question. Nobody knows exactly what enough is because everybody's different with fats, and you might need to experiment with finding the right macro balance of fats for you, Tina. And so we should focus on omega-3s. That is one of my strategies. I focus heavily on omega-3s. So flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds are my 3 top favorite go-tos for omega-3s. I will go through, like I said last week, I go through about, I think, a pound of flax seeds every week or every week and a half. It's quite a lot. And I also have chia seeds and hemp seeds throughout my week. It's quite a lot, okay? That makes me feel good. How much is enough? I don't know. It depends on what makes you feel good. So there's no one size fits all for fats, but I will say if we don't have enough omega-3s in our diet, we're going to feel it. We'll probably not feel so good. That's why I'm not a big fan of low-fat raw vegan diets for an extended period of time. Low fat, like 80-10-10, which we're going to talk about in the next question, is good for detoxification periods, but not so good long-term because we need high amounts of omega-3 to offset the fact that we're not eating animal fats. Animal fats provide a different chemistry in the body, so to speak. And if we're not eating animal fats like we shouldn't be as vegans, then we need to get it from omega-3 rich fats. That's going to be the best solution. It's what I do. And, I'm feeling great as a raw vegan these days and absolutely love the diet and lifestyle. Would never change a thing. And I focus heavily on omega-3s. Okay. All right, Amy Louise has the next question. Why is it so hard to stay 80-10-10? Every day I think I've gone over with fat, sometimes just up to 20%. But if you have an avocado with your salad and maybe a spoonful of tahini or a dressing plus flax and hemp in a smoothie, then it's way over. Do I need to worry about this? I don't want to get stressed about fat, but I did want to try 80-10-10 to help continue detoxing and healing. Any tips? Great point, Amy. Really, really great. Okay, because we get stuck in the dogma of a raw vegan diet, how we're supposed to do it. And there's, prominent voices out there like Doug Graham and other people who say 80-10-10 is how we should be eating as a raw vegan. I don't believe that's true. I believe 80-10-10 is great for detoxification because low fat really allows the body to clean out fast. Okay, it doesn't slow down the digestion at all, and the lymphatic system is just going to drain and it'll help us detox. So if you have a chronic illness, if you have serious inflammation, say acne or arthritis or Hashimoto's disease, something that's inflammation related or immune related, absolutely do 80-10-10 until it's gone. But if you're feeling good, if you're healthy, then there's no reason to do 80-10-10. I would say it's better to focus on a good healthy amount of flax and hemp and avocado in your salad and making a tahini dressing and enjoying the bounty of a raw vegan diet. Because honestly, to just enjoy a nice variety of fats and fruits and vegetables, we're going to be way over 10% fat, way over 20% some days. That's how I do it. I don't even track my fats anymore, but I know some days I'm probably 50% fat. Some days I might be less. Some days I don't even, today I didn't even put flax seeds in my smoothie where normally I do. I don't know. I just was like, well, skip it today. So every day is different. Everybody is different. Everybody's needs are different. So Amy, you have to find what's necessary for you at this stage. Do you have inflammation? If so, stay 80-10-10. If you don't, then enjoy raw foods. Last thing I'll say on this is that having raw, undenatured fats is not the same as having cooked oils. Cooked oils crosses like the blood-brain barrier. It is highly inflammatory to our body. It puts free radicals into our body. We should avoid cooked fats at all costs, in my opinion. It's like one of the keys of a raw vegan diet is to avoid the cooked fats. But if we have raw fats, it's whole raw food. It's undenatured. We can eat it. We can enjoy it in abundance. We don't have to fear it. We don't have to worry about it. Again, it's how you feel and it's what your goals are. Okay, so if you feel good having high omega-3s, flax, tahini, avocado, whatever, then follow that. Follow what feels good. being a masterful healer and raw vegan requires that we tap into our own strength, our own wisdom, and our own knowledge. It doesn't always come from someone else's knowledge. You know, Amy? So if you really want to be a coach and a healer and on, inspiring others, then practice what it takes to come from your own wisdom. Almost like if you could close your eyes, close your ears, and not take in anything from the outside world, what would your truth be? Ask yourself that question. I love doing that. That's what I do. All right, Michelle Grindell. Hi, Michelle. I think I saw Michelle was on. Hi, Michelle. My boyfriend asked why the group is called Raw Vegan Heroes. It's a great question, because becoming a raw vegan or going raw vegan is really like the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell coined the term the hero's journey in mythology. It's really a timeless tale of what a hero goes through in the transformative process of leaving the comfort of our known world, venturing into the unknown world, having a massive transformation of awareness and understanding through some sort of like breakdown, a big transitional breakdown to break through. We relearn who we are and we bring home the new normal to ourselves. That's the gist of the hero's journey mythology. Okay. And that is exactly what happens when we become a raw vegan. So Michelle, in the files section of this group, I have a document, a PDF called the Raw Vegan Success Path. Okay. Or the Raw Vegan Heroes Success Path. You should read that document. It is the overlay of the hero's journey with becoming a raw vegan. And I think it's quite insightful. Your boyfriend might be quite surprised and blown away by that. It's something I've devised, exactly how the hero's journey overlays over the raw vegan journey. It's almost exactly one for one the same. I highly recommend everybody in this group read that document, the Raw Vegan Heroes Success Path. Okay? It's in the files section. All right, Mallory East says, so grateful. Oh, Mallory, I'm so grateful for you too. I'm so grateful for this group. Such an amazing, amazing group. Oh, Amy says amazing. Thanks, Amy. Really appreciate your question. It was a good one about 80-10-10. We all need to understand this. All right, Tony Jessup, who is in the mastermind. Tony joined a couple weeks ago in the mastermind, and yesterday on our mastermind call, we really had a good mastermind call. I would say we got to the really key factor that Tony is committed to creating in her life. She's going to create a $10,000 a month business being a coach, and I'm going to help her get there. And we have just clarified on yesterday's Zoom meeting how this is going to work by her clarifying, remember, top down. So getting the mindset hyper clear and focused on what we're committed to creating without distractions, without multitasking. This is how we create the success in our life that we are all really after. And Tony and all the members of the mastermind really got to the crux of it yesterday. So just wanted to mention that. Little plug for the mastermind for those who need to really truly up-level their life and need a mentor and a coach who truly understands the top-down mindset, how our mind creates reality, and how consistency in mindset is the key to creating all success. Whether we want to create $1 million business or whether we want to create a healthy body or heal a disease, it's all the same thing. All right, Tony says, would you go on another juice cleanse after you did one recently? Context, I did a 40-day juice cleanse. I didn't do the refeeding properly and went for 2 months eating high-fat gourmet vegan food. Would you restart? This time doing a juice fast appears to be much more difficult to stick to it. I know it's all mindset. See, Tony does know it's all mindset, which is exactly why she joined the mastermind and why she is someone who stepped up to work with me, because I always say it's about mindset. That's why we work well together, right? Mindset. I know it's all mindset, but I feel I'm in a different place. Would it be worth going full raw for 30 days before another juice fast? I assume you mean, Tony. personally, I think you've already done a good amount of work. Look, 40 days on a juice fast is great. The consistency that you're after here, Tony, is in the day-to-day of the raw vegan diet. It doesn't matter so much that you went 2 months eating high-fat gourmet raw, because look, if it's raw, it's still full of enzymes, it's still nutrition, it's still filled with micronutrients and minerals and fiber. Okay, so what I would say, Tony, is it's time for you to get really consistent. Consistency is key. The theme of this week's live stream. Consistency is key, and consistency will get you where you want to go. I don't think doing another juice fast is the right step for you because it's not in consistency. It's kind of like, oh, let me swing this way, let me swing that way. I believe a juice fast, like a 40-day juice fast, is good to do one time because it is kind of extreme. It takes a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of dedication, but it's not the consistency. It's kind of a dramatic intervention, right? But what really heals us is the consistency of a balanced raw vegan diet over time. All right, so that's what you need to focus on. And of course, I'm going to help you with that in the mastermind, but really focusing on consistency of mastering your diet and your mindset to create your $10,000 a month coaching business and to create the body and the health and the lifestyle that you truly see yourself as. So you can be an inspiration to all of those around you and attract clients like a magnet, like a moth to a flame. When we have the right mindset, we attract the reality we want because it's the law of vibration. Our mind is thoughts that vibrate out into the fabric of reality that attracts back to us the reality we experience. It's how it works. All right, Aline Habib, my assistant and moderator of Raw Vegan Heroes, who is on right now. Aline is our beloved assistant and moderator in this group. Also, I just wanted to say, talking about Aline, if anybody needs help and needs something from me, you can always go through Aline because Aline and I talk on the phone pretty much every day about Raw Vegan Heroes and the details. So if somebody is not connected to me on Facebook or in private message form, get a hold of Aline, ask her, and she can get a hold of me, just so you guys know that. I'm moving this week to a different state. I'm moving to Austin, Texas from California. It's 1,800 miles, so I'm going to be in transition. If anybody needs anything from me, ask Aline to help, okay? Right, Aline? Is that okay that I put that there? I'm so grateful for Aline. And Aline asks, I need some motivation for getting more active. I love how I feel when I exercise, and I have so many amazing heroes here to look up to for inspiration, but I haven't been making exercise a priority. What are some suggestions you have for those of us who find it challenging to be more physically active? Okay, this is a great question. I personally believe that consistency in exercise will help everyone heal. All the way back to Kenna's question, the very first question of the day. Healing requires consistency. Exercise is a key part in the consistency that is going to help us heal. Why? Because the mindset of exercise shows us that everything is mindset. To be able to overcome the lack of motivation to exercise gives us the pathway to realize how we show up and do what we don't want to do, even when it's hard in every aspect of our life. Now, the real answer to Aline's question here is that we have to ingrain a new pattern into our body, into our mind. Okay? We have the default pattern happening here, which is that it's hard to exercise. But when we exercise consistently, okay, it sets a new pattern into motion. The endorphin rush that we get from exercise will start to embed a new pattern, and then our mind will crave the endorphin hit in the morning. Like for me, I go on a run. I'm running right now. This is my exercise. Mine varies. I'll lift weights or do other things. Right now I'm running 5 days a week, 4 miles a day. Okay, so I just run here in my neighborhood, a 4-mile path, and every day when I wake up, I crave it. Even on the weekends when I take a day off from running, because I do 5 days a week, on the 6th day, I get up and I want to go run. I have to stop myself from running 7 days a week because it's so ingrained, because it feels so good. Now, if you're not exercising, it doesn't feel good at first. It feels like crap because we're not in the pattern of it. But the consistency will change that. This is why consistency is key. Okay, people, consistency is key in everything we do, especially being high-level performers. And I don't know if it's possible to be a high-level performer in life without an hour of power dedicated to our own mind and having the endorphin rush come through our body. It sets our mindset up to win. It shows us how to be a high performer in every aspect of our life. We have to exercise to prove to ourselves that we're a high performer. And by exercising, we're proving that we're a high performer. And therefore, we set into motion new patterns and mindsets that might not otherwise be there, okay? This is why some people suck at life and some people excel at life. What am I going to say? It just means that we've got to take on the responsibility of doing things that we don't want to do for our own good sometimes. And exercise is one of those things. And Elaine, I hope this is landing, because I don't want to exercise. I hate exercise, right? On one level, I hate it, but I've gotten so ingrained. I've been doing it for many years now, since 2013, when I really decided I was going to be a higher performing human being and really stepping into my leadership. I've basically worked out every day consistently, with some breaks here and there. Like when I detoxed, I stopped exercising, since 2013. Okay, that's a lot of years for me that I've been doing this. And it makes a difference. If we're going to be a leader in our life, we've got to show leadership in our exercise routine. 1 hour a day, the hour of power. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thanks, Elaine, for a great question. I really love that question. All right, Natanya, who is on. I saw you on earlier, Natanya. Hi, Shane. I'd like to ask about calories. I hear so many raw vegans suggest that you should start off eating at least 2,000 calories. And I feel like that's pretty good advice. However, coming from a diet between 900 to 1,200 calories cooked food to 2,000 calories on raw vegan food, would you expect weight gain? No, Natanya, no. No, that's going to restore your metabolism to a functional level. 900 to 1,200 calories, you've brought your metabolism way down, which is actually at an unhealthy level. So bringing your calories up to 2,000 of raw food, that is a much, much healthier place to be. And your body and mind is going to show it. You will feel better. You will look better. And any weight gain that does happen will be temporary. It might be water weight, because also raw food, there's a detox process. So often our body retains water when we go raw because it has to detox. Okay, so do not get on the scale. All right, Natanya, seriously, listen to me. Throw your scale in the garbage and get a measuring tape instead and measure your neck, your wrists, your hips, your thighs, measure. Do not get on the scale. The scale will drive you freaking nuts. The only thing a scale is good for is maybe gaining weight. Terrible for losing weight. If you're doing it for losing weight, if you're concerned about losing weight, do it with a tape measure, doing it by looking in the mirror. Okay, and would this be temporary until your body gets used to the extra calories? Yes, temporary, like I said. Or do you just start losing weight straight away because of the higher calories and the fact that your body is no longer in starvation mode? So, you've messed your body up. If you're consistently under 1,200 calories, it's going to take your body at least a couple months to get back to a good metabolism. The key here is understanding that when we eat high amounts of raw food, we can really eat a lot of calories and have a slender body. Like me, for instance. I probably eat some days, 3,000 calories, 4,000 calories, but I don't put on weight because I exercise. It's always raw. I don't overeat fats. Like I really don't overconsume. I don't binge on gourmet raw foods. And my body just thrives. Okay, so the key here is thriving. If your body's thriving, you're going to love yourself, and then you're not going to try to starve and lose weight the wrong way. Okay? It's a great question, Natanya. I really appreciate that. I hope that's helpful. All right, Wanda has the next question. Hi, Wanda. I saw that you were on. I hope you're still on. Yeah, Aline says, screw the scale. Throw it in the garbage. Take the scale outside and hit it with a sledgehammer. Break that thing. It does not serve our mind. The scale sucks when it comes to our mind. It's like a cat and mouse game. It's no fun. All right, Wanda says, hi, Shane. I'd like to ask about juice fasting and getting mucoid plaque out of the colon. As I understand it, it's 7 days on bentonite, clay, and psyllium husk and 7 days off. Is that correct? Well, Wanda, I would say a little bit more accurately, it would be do it in cycles. It can be 5 days on, 5 days off. It could be 10 days on, 5 days off. It's more about a cycling. And I think once we take a break from husk and clay, it's just enough to get it all out of the GI tract. And that could only take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days max. So if we're cycling off of it, it's just about enough days to get it out, to eliminate the remainder of the husk and clay. So really it's better and more accurate to think of it like a cycle. It could be this. Now, what you're looking for though is the release of old waste. If you see mucoid plaque, keep going, okay? If you don't see any, then keep your cycles shorter. So if you're just starting in your first round, you might do 5 days on, 3 days off. But if you are seeing mucoid plaque, you might do 10 or 15 days on and 5 days off. You know what I mean? I hope that's helpful. Also, how important is it to massage the colon during a juice fast? Juicing takes up so much of my time and energy that I don't seem to find the time to massage my colon. In your experience, is this necessary? It's probably a good idea, but I don't think it's necessary. I didn't massage my colon when I was juice fasting. Now, it is said when you do enemas, you can lay on your side and you can kind of massage in there and try to dislodge waste. But that would be more when you're doing an enema. I would say that if you are consistent with your juice fast and your husk and clay protocol, you're going to empty the GI tract. It just happens. You don't even have to worry about massaging the colon or doing anything else. Stay consistent with your juicing and you will eliminate all the waste, all the biofilms, all the plaque out of your GI tract and set yourself up to thrive, set yourself up to have more nutrition, to have better access to like the abundant minerals, enzymes, and biophotons and phytochemicals, all the things that like really activate our neurotransmitters and activate our gut. So Wanda, look, you're on the right path here. Just be consistent, okay? Don't fall off because you're getting sidetracked by details. Hold the vision, okay? Top down, the mind dictates how everything else works. All right, Faye Faye says, I love this group. Thanks, Faye. Faye, thank you. I just love that. A little interjection of love. Alyssa adds, Shane's juice fasting protocol in the files section of this group says gentle yoga, rebounding, walking, and other ways help detox. I would say, as Shane has said, let the body heal and stick to those light activities. Yes, Alyssa, thank you for adding that. Appreciate that. Yes, the files section has an outline of my protocol in PDF form. Go download that and keep that as a companion while you're juice fasting to refer to it. Oh, Conrad's on. Hey, Conrad, how you doing? Brother, welcome to the live stream. All right, Gina has the next question. Hi, Shane. I'm always confused as to 1, how long dehydrated foods last, and 2, the best way to store them, refrigerated or not. Things like kale chips, fruit wraps, burgers, etc. Gina, I would say that if something is fully dehydrated, like no water left in it, it can last in the pantry. But if there's still water in it, like burgers, I think that's going to have to be refrigerated. So how long does a dehydrated food last? It can last quite a long time, definitely months in the pantry if it's fully dehydrated. But if it's in the refrigerator, it's like anything. It's going to get funky after 5-7 days in the fridge. So Yeah, I would just say treat refrigerated foods like any refrigerated food. And of course, with all the natural bacteria and not being pasteurized or cooked in there, it could turn more quickly. Okay, so refrigerated, dehydrated things like burgers could go after maybe less, maybe 2 or 3 days. So you probably want to eat those types of foods quickly. Okay, I hope that's helpful, Gina. Thanks for the question. All right, Laura has a question. I would love to hear you talk about migraines, acidity, and mucus congestion in the head area. Usually, detox people talk about headaches and migraines connected with sinus problems. But what if a person never has cold, flu, or other sinus problems, but suffers from fevers and chronic headaches and migraines? Does that mean that mucus is so stagnant in the brain area that it doesn't even start coming out through the sinuses? Also, I have heard Dr. Morse talk about too much of synthetic sulfur from drugs like antibiotics can be caught and collected in the head area, and it's hard to detox out. What are your thoughts about synthetic sulfur? Well, bad. I mean, obviously, any synthetic material from antibiotics or any pharmaceutical drug is very bad. It creates such chemical imbalance in our body, starting with our gut. Okay, just like Elvis died from constipation from taking pharmaceutical pills. The number one problem here, Laura, is constipation. My question to you would be, do you have any history of constipation or any history of gut problems? I would probably guess, I'd put money down that you do have a history of gut problems. Okay? That's where the migraines are happening. That's where the acidity happens. What we put in has to come out. And if it's not coming out, it's creating acidity and therefore mucus, and the migraine triggers from that, okay? So I would just start with that. What are your thoughts about, synthetic sulfur? I've done multiple extended juice fasts with enemas, used bentonite clay and psyllium husk, got a lot of mucoid plaque out, used herbs, done extended water fasting and even dry fasting, but it feels like this acidity and or mucus in my head area is not moving anywhere. Always after fasting, my migraines return. Last year, I have got them even more than before. Somehow, I have become super sensitive. Stress, smells, burning candles, new furniture can cause me terrible migraines. Well, first of all, Laura, my heart goes out to you. I understand how hard it is to struggle with unknown health problems, how mind-boggling it can be, how frustrating it can be, how destabilizing it can be. Okay, so now look, here we are. We're in a destabilized state. We're questioning everything. We're in the circumstances of unhealthy situations here. We're in the circumstances of our illness, right? What does that do? When we're in the circumstance, it takes us out of the vision, okay? When we're in circumstance, we're reacting. We're always in reaction to this or that. We're looking for solutions. We're trying this, we're trying that, we're questioning. That is never going to get us anywhere. The only thing that ever gets us anywhere is going right up to the top of the pyramid, putting our mind in control and getting connected to our vision and forgetting the circumstances. The consistency of where your mind is taking you is so much more important than the problems you're experiencing in the interim. Okay, the interim is that, okay, you've been dealing with this for years. It might take more years. Let me bring this up. I wanted to share this with you guys. Listen to this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here with you guys. Can you guys look at the screen for a second? Here is a great chart that I just love. This is the stages of detoxification. Let me read this for everyone. This is one of my favorite little charts. I don't know who made this or where it comes from, but I just love it. Okay, it says stages of detoxification. A complete and total detoxification of the body can take up to 7 years. The same period of time it takes for us to replace all of the cells in our body. More than half of the accumulated wastes in our body will be released the first 7 days of a detox program, but complete healing and restoration of the body can be broken down into stages as outlined in this table. Up to the first 1.5 years, major digestive cleansing with removal of fat deposits and calcifications. 1.5 to 2 years, deep tissue and joint cleansing. 2 to 5 years, bone structure, cartilage, and further joint cleansing. 5 to 6 years, organ repositioning and renewal. 6 to 7 years, brain tissue and neurological cleansing. Okay. I think that's a helpful chart because it just helps us realize the consistency that is needed when we're talking about deeper levels of detox. So your migraines, Laura, are just something that you're going to have to get committed to healing through your mind. Okay. Just focus on the vision of who you want to be as a healed person. Don't let the circumstances sway you off so you can make it long enough to have this regenerative detoxification happen in your body. I don't know what your diet's like. I don't know what your history's like, but I would guarantee you're dealing with constipation of your body. Okay. And the only way is to stay 100% raw consistently. And I know you've done juice fasting. You're on the right path. Okay. Just be more patient. You're getting there. You're in the right place here in Raw Vegan Heroes with all of this support and love, and just, know that you're in the right place and doing it. All right, next question comes from Paul. Yeah, you want me to post that chart in the group? Let me see if I can post it right here. Hold on, I tried to put it in the, sorry, I don't know if there was an interruption there. I tried to put it in the things here and it messed up the stream. Sorry, yes, I will post it in the group after this live stream, okay? I have it right here on my desktop. All right, Paul has a question. Paul says, hi, Shane. Thank you for all of your good work. I'm on day 14. Oh, guys, just so you know, I have a deep dive session with Paul after this live stream. I can't wait to talk to Paul. And I love doing deep dives with members. When members need additional support, you can book a deep dive with me. So if you want one-on-one, these live sessions are great. I get to answer questions. But when you need focused, dedicated time and connection with me to get into the details of your experience and your journey, book a deep dive. In fact, I'm going to be raising the prices of my deep dive sessions. And right now they're still $197. They're going to probably go up to $350, okay, because of the demand. And I don't have the time to accommodate everyone. But right now they're still $197. I just had somebody buy 5 deep dives a couple weeks ago. He bought 5 deep dives at one time and he's going to space them out as needed. He's not in Raw Vegan Heroes, by the way. Aline, hi Dad, great question. Woohoo. All right, Paul asks, thank you for all your good work. I'm on day 14 of my juice cleanse. I never really stopped releasing, about 3 to 4 times a day. I started the husk and clay 3 days ago and the releases increased. Is this normal? Yes, Paul, it is normal, completely normal, okay? We have a lot of waste inside of our GI tract. Everybody's different. But when we start juicing, and especially taking husk and clay, we can have a lot of waste come out. I think I probably released about 25 pounds of waste on my first extended juice fast. Pretty mind-blowing. So because we're not used to how much is actually inside of us, we can be surprised, we can be caught off guard by this, but it is completely normal. If you are on juices and taking husk and clay, you can do no wrong. Just stay consistent, follow the protocol, okay? The protocol is in the file section, and you can't really do it wrong. So it can be a little unnerving. It can be disconcerting. We can get a little freaked out when we see what's going on inside of our body. But yes, Paul, this is a really powerful healing path, man. And I'm really excited for you. So excited. And we're going to talk. We're going to have an hour call together later today. So excited for that. Mallory East. Mallory. Are there benefits to water fasting after juice fasting? Okay, so I think that water fasting is a different style of detox. I think water fasting is deeper tissue restoration because it's autophagy. It gives the body a chance to consume and recycle damaged proteins and cells, where you're not going to get that from juice fasting, because juice fasting has calories. As long as our body has calories and glucose, it's not turning to autophagy, okay? So they're completely different things. Juice fasting is for detoxing the gut, okay? Water fasting is for restoring cells, DNA, and genetics. So if you really have a big health problem, like cancer, for instance, I would water fast. But, like literally, I might do a juice fast first because you got to get all the waste out of the GI tract, right? So yeah, the benefits are clear out the gut and then do autophagy, get into the ketosis, start recycling damaged proteins, and it produces stem cells also to water fast. After about 2 weeks of being in a state of autophagy, it starts to release stem cells because your body's going into complete survival mode. And there's a lot of benefits to the stem cells for restoration. So if you have seriously, deeply chronic degenerative conditions, water fasting can be very beneficial. But for most people who are wanting to cleanse, wanting to transition to a healthier diet and lifestyle, juice fasting is the first step without question. All right, here we go. Andrea Shakti Shooter has a question. This is a pretty intense question. Let's get into this, Andrea. Let me support you. Let me support you with this. And I don't think Andrea is on right now because she had work today. She's told me she was not going to be able to be live. So, hi, Shane. Unfortunately, I have to work. Oh yeah, she mentioned it. I have to work during our live Q&A today, so I missed you guys. As of late, I have been experiencing abnormal body pains with sore wrists, achy knees, and such. My skin tone is also pretty sallow lately as well. I feel my body is lacking major nutrients. I also have hit a wall with energy levels. I can get myself going, but ultimately I feel I'm lacking essential vital minerals and nutrients. I'm also still experiencing severe teeth sensitivity and can barely brush my teeth or chew my food without intense pain. It's getting worse day by day. This is going on over 2 years now. I'm super freaked out and is the reason I inquired about that supplement I shared with you on Instagram. She shared a supplement. She asked if I thought it would be a good idea to take. Do you feel after all that I've said that I am lacking vital nutrients and minerals? Thanks. It's way past time for a deep dive. Yeah, Andrea, it is true. I believe this type of question, where you're at, does require a deep dive. I mean, literally, don't put off a deep dive. This is exactly what deep dives are for. You need more intensive support here. First of all, I'm going to say that no, your body is not lacking vital minerals and nutrients. This is the fear of our mindset kicking in. This is our mind going into survival circumstances, okay? So what happens when we're in the circumstance? We are questioning, we're looking, we're searching, we're reacting. This is when the mind starts to say, I am having a lack of nutrients. If we're eating a variety of good raw foods, we're not experiencing any lack of vital nutrients that we would be getting from anywhere else. We're not going to get vital nutrients from bread and pasta and cookies and other cooked foods or from animal products, So what is it that you're actually experiencing here, Andrea? I would suggest that you're struggling, your biggest struggle is staying in the positive vision of what you're committed to creating. I've said it previously on this live stream. If you stay in the vision and you're completely hooked into what you're committed to creating, the circumstances don't matter. You can overcome the circumstances with your mind, but you can't overcome the mind with the circumstances. That means your relentless questioning, your relentless fear of whether you're doing this right isn't going to increase your mindset. It's not going to increase your vision here. So you're struggling with being in reaction and not being in the positive mindset that's going to really heal you. Healers need consistency of action, consistency of mindset. So you're struggling with your mindset, Andrea, which is why we need to get on a deep dive so I can support you with that. Honestly, Andrea, I think you're fine. I personally think you are completely fine exactly where you are, and you just have detox that you're going through, and you're in a major transition of your life, and you have, fear and anxiety and mindset issues like we all do, and you're struggling with that. But on a fundamental physical level, I think you're completely fine. And your teeth are going to be fine. Your skin tone's going to be fine. Your sore, achy knees and stuff is going to be fine. But look, let's get on a deep dive and talk more about it, Andrea, because I love you and I want to support you. You're a beloved friend and you've been a member of Raw Vegan Heroes for so long. And it's time that we just talk more in depth about this, okay? All right, Suzanne. Yeah, so Amy Louise says, when people worry that we're not getting enough nutrients, what would we get from meat and pasta that is so vital? Well, that's exactly correct. What cooked foods that we've given up what are we not getting from those cooked foods? I mean, a lot of really prominent scientists and doctors on the planet talk about, we can get every single nutrient we need at all stages of life from a plant-based diet. Every single nutrient we need known to mankind for health and vitality is available to humans from infancy through old age on a plant-based diet. That's proven by science. So if we're raw vegan, what are we not getting from the cooked foods? We've given up animal products. We know that's okay. Okay. Now what? We've given up steamed squash, starch. It's only starch. Starch is the only thing we've given up as a raw vegan. Seriously, there's no vital nutrients in starch. As Dr. Sebi says, starch is a chemical. It's like man-made, it's hybridized anyway. So, I don't think we're experiencing problems because of the lack of starch. I think we're experiencing problems because of our mind. Our mind can shift reality so dramatically, All right, Suzanne says, hi, Shane. Why is it important to be low-fat raw after a juice fast or when just starting to be raw? When I've managed to stay raw, I've had raw burgers, etc., which are higher fat due to the seeds, etc., but don't like salads, but don't like just salads. Thanks. Well, Suzanne, the theory behind being low-fat is that it helps the body detox, okay? Low-fat means that we're not putting in the lipids. The lipids slow things down a little bit, okay? Nuts and seeds are slower digesting than fruits and greens. So when we have very fast digesting and fast moving raw foods like fruits and greens, we're going to drain the lymphatic system. Our elimination system is just working faster. Everything's working faster. So we're going to detox quicker. We're going to detox harder. If we're having raw burgers and other kind of high fat gourmet raw foods, it just means the detox is slower and it's fine. Maybe you don't need to detox, Suzanne. Maybe you do. That's up to you. You get to decide if you are needing to detox. Otherwise, a balanced, healthy, sustainable raw vegan diet includes nuts and seeds and burgers and salads and fruits and all of it. Okay? But I would say, Suzanne, the last thing I would say is if you don't eat just salads, if you never give yourself the discipline of a low-fat raw vegan diet, where else are you giving yourself a back door, an exit strategy from good mindset, from good discipline, So being low-fat raw vegan might be a good strategy for you to exercise into your discipline so you can truly be a leader, so you can truly be a healer in your life and help others, right? Because if you give yourself a back door, then you give yourself a back door in everything you do. How we do one thing is how we do everything. And so I would say having just salads for a couple months would be a good discipline. Sometimes we need to be disciplinarians to ourselves, right? So, all right, Magda. Magda has another question. What are your thoughts about taking L-Glutamine to repair the gut? No, I would say an isolated amino acid like L-Glutamine is not going to be fundamental in healing the gut. What is going to be fundamental in healing the gut is prebiotic fiber consistently over time. Like I'm talking years, like that detox chart, 7 years of consistent raw vegan eating to repair the gut. That's what it's going to take. Okay, Kim has a question. Kim, I got to your question. I wanted to make sure I got to your question. Kim says, hi, Shane. When someone seems in need and is reaching out to me, I'm putting all my effort in to help and support. But when that person sets itself up to be very non-coachable, whatever I try and suggest, I let it drain myself and I really suffer under it. What's your advice on how I can protect my energy? So what I hear Kim asking here, and it's a really great question for all of the healers here, for everyone who wants to be a coach, for anyone who wants to be an advocate for the raw vegan diet, this is an important question. So when you're trying to support someone and they don't seem to be interested, they don't seem to be coachable, they, right, what did you say? Whatever I try to suggest, I let it drain me, and I suffer because of that. So this is what I do, Kim. This is what my strategy is. Trying to convince someone of something is relentlessly draining on ourselves, our well-being, our sense of confidence. So that's not what we do. All we do is we speak to an audience that is ready to hear our message. So Kim, you're talking to the wrong people, for one. So if someone seems in need and is reaching out to you, then they are the right audience. But then if you're speaking to them and they're not receiving what you're saying, there's two things happening here. You need to speak to the right audience, and you need to speak from a place of personal experience, not preaching, not telling. You need to speak. The best way to start is to just talk about your own experience. Talk about what you know from your personal journey, because you can't dispute that. People are interested when you talk about your journey. I have a note up on my wall here that says, share yourself more, because when we talk about our own personal journeys, people's ears perk up. They're like, oh, it's kind of drama. Like it's like a drama series on TV. We're interested in knowing about the drama, right? So Kim, if you tell someone about the drama in your life, they're going to be very interested. And you can slip in the coaching into your story of your own drama, like how you overcome this, how you're using raw food. They're going to be more interested in that, you know? So you can never preach from a place of knowing. You can only support from a place of, experience. Does that make sense? It's kind of hard to put into words, but really being a good coach means that we're helping someone else see the power within themselves. We're not trying to tell them what to do. We're not trying to educate them, because that's a relentless, futile task. We're trying to inspire someone from within. If you could go into that person reaching out to you, Kim, and touch their heart and inspire their heart, they're going to love you, okay? This is a lifelong journey, Kim. I mean, this is a high ask. If you're trying to become someone who's capable of inspiring someone from within, you're talking about a high level of leadership, a high level of being a healer, okay? So developing this skill is something you should continue to pursue, because it is the highest pursuit possible to inspire others. If you can uplift and inspire others, then they're going to go and uplift and inspire others. And now we've created a snowball effect of health and healing and happiness and good positive vibes, okay? But how many people do you know personally who are good at going in and touching someone's heart and uplifting them and helping them feel like they've got this, like they can thrive? That's not very many people are good at that, okay? So I hope that's helpful. All right, let's see. It is 10 minutes past the hour, and oh my goodness, there's more questions. All right, let me see if I can power through these questions, everybody. Kim, is that helpful? Is that helpful, Kim? I really hope it is. Kim, there's a private message in my phone from you. I'm going to respond to you, okay? Just so you know. All right, Jenny has a question. Lunch during the winter. Fruit meals aren't for me. Smoothies aren't grounding, dense enough during the winter. Tempeh's good, but pasteurized, and oats are good in oat cups, but not raw. I like buckwheat cups, aside from salad, sprouts, nuts, and seeds. Any other ideas for lunch? Jenny, I would suggest that your idea of dense enough and grounding is the area that gets to be massaged here. What you're looking for in ideas and suggestions for lunch, what you're really asking for is, why am I not feeling grounded when I have fruit for lunch? Okay, because you haven't put in the consistency yet to get the results. Okay, what you're really needing here is consistency with undenatured food. If you have the time and the consistency, you will not only love and enjoy fruit meals, and they will be satisfying to you, but it will uplift your being and give you a sense of connection and energy like you've never felt before. Tempeh is cooked. I mean, there's nothing beneficial about tempeh except maybe the bacteria that are there. And it's pasteurized, right? I mean, no. And winter doesn't, I mean, I'm in California, so it doesn't get freezing here, but literally I go on runs at 8 in the morning when it's 30 degrees out or 40 degrees out. And I love being raw. It makes me warmer. Being raw makes me more grounded. And so I think that's what you're going to get, Jenny, from the consistency. More grounded from the raw foods. But you don't get that in the first 6 months. You don't get that until you've put in the work and the consistency. Consistency is key here. Okay, number 2, our church puts on a free youth camp for girls at a distance for 4 days now. The idea of this is delightful. However, the menu while in attendance is not. I like to look at the bigger picture and realize that there are things to be learned and experienced that can take place, but I don't want my child to starve, and I can't drive back and forth every single day with food. My whole family is vegan, but my husband would be fine sending her and letting her figure it out. I do not agree here. Why would I put her in a situation multiple times throughout the day that are unfamiliar and uncomfortable? Pizza, meat, dairy, eggs, chips. We don't eat junk. What would you do? I'm preparing for the conversation. I would like to find alternatives. All right, Jenny, you might not like my answer here, but I'm going to be pretty honest here as a coach. I'm going to be pretty honest. This isn't about your daughter. It's not about your husband. This is about you. Okay? What do you want for you? Not what do you want for your daughter? What do you want for you? Yes, we are responsible for our children. Yes, we are. But we're not responsible for our children when we put them in the world. We are not responsible for the atrocities in the world. We're responsible for ourselves. We heal the world through ourselves. We are the micro of the macro. As above, so below. We will set a new paradigm into motion through our mind. Okay? You can't put a different paradigm into motion in your daughter's mind or in your husband's mind. You can't. That's not how reality works. So if you're sending your daughter to the church function, you're going to have to let her eat pizza and meat. And then when she comes home, you can be in your leadership around your diet and lifestyle. But it's going to be more beneficial for your daughter to see that you're not running some crazy circumstance. Okay, look, Jenny, this is important. You're not in your circumstance. You stay in the vision. The vision could be a multiple generational growth around veganism. But it's not going to happen in this moment, because in this moment, your daughter's at the church function. You can't be in the circumstance of that, okay? The healing doesn't happen in the circumstance. The healing happens in the vision. Does that make sense? All right. Aya has a question. I wanted to actually get to Aya's question because I think it's important, and we're really at the end here. Okay. Hi, Shane. I just read the comments of Kristina Richardson in another thread here regarding looking older now despite feeling young and healthy on the inside due to being raw vegan. I don't think I saw that thread. I have been, there's so many people in the group now, I'm not seeing every single post. I try to, but I do miss them. I've been raw vegan. Okay. So Kristina Richardson was saying, looking older now despite feeling young and healthy on the inside. I've been actually wondering about this subject for a while. Indeed, why do some raw vegans look older and frankly, frail and unhealthy when it comes to their appearance? Far from glowing, radiant skin, sometimes dark circles under their eyes. Many simply look tired, etc. There could be some straightforward, pragmatic, scientific explanations. No, there never is. That's not how reality works. Straightforward, pragmatic, scientific explanations are for scientific skeptics, and scientific skeptics are always the most unhappy and unhealthy people on the planet. Okay, such as too low fat consumption of lack of animal collagen. No, I mean lack of animal collagen for certainly not. We're missing out on certain nutrients due to having poor quality of raw foods. Probably not. But I'm not sure. Do you have any thoughts on this? Besides it possibly being detox in the beginning. I will add that despite his probably impeccable health, John Rose does not look in any way better or younger than an average person his age, and that is nearly after 30 years of being raw. Even Kristina has lost a bit of her fresh, healthy glow compared to her earlier videos that seem a bit worn down nowadays, and she is only in her early 30s. Sorry for such a negative note, but one can wonder why it is so. So Aya, I wanted to address this because it's important. Everybody's human. Everybody is subject to stress and in the circumstance, the questioning. But health doesn't come from diet alone. It never does. Like Andrea Shakti Shooter was mentioning before. What is she missing? Starches? What are we missing when we're raw? We know that we don't need animal products. If you're still in the animal product question, like whether we need animal products or not, then I'm not going to address that here. That's a different set of questions. But if we're in the question of whether we should be raw or cooked vegan, then we're not missing anything from giving up starches. There's no nutrition in starches. Okay? Starches, in fact, most processed starches create a high glycemic load in the body, which contributes to aging. Lack of aging, contributing to a healthy, vibrant glow, is in the mind. Okay? It's in the mind. The mind creates the entire structure for the physicality to follow. It's like saying that we're physical beings first and then we happen to have a mind. I believe it's the exact opposite. We have a mind that creates the physical being. Okay? And that's just my take on it. And I will always stand by that because I know that's true for me. But if you are in the practical, so I hear you bordering on science skeptic here. And I would urge you to maybe take a higher road. The higher road being that your spiritual being dictates your experience here. You can have any version you want. You can be 100 years old and vibrant and young and healthy. Where does that start? That starts from, for one, high phytonutrients, high antioxidants, high superfood chemistry in the body, fast digestion, low digestive burden, periodic fasting, and a impeccably good mindset. Okay? All right, Jean Baker has a question. Should a person without a thyroid take iodine or avoid it? Definitely take iodine. Jean, iodine is an important mineral for our body, whether we have a thyroid or not. So definitely take iodine, but how much iodine is dependent on your blood results. If you don't get blood results, then there's really no way to know. And you should just take a little bit here and there, get a good iodine drop like the one I have in my Amazon store, and just take it periodically throughout the week. That's what I do. I take a few drops a week. All right, last questions. Let me just do these questions because we have a new member here. Sravani. Sravani just joined a couple days ago, and I want to show her some love for joining. I don't want to skip her questions because she's new. So we're going over today. We're at 12:18. We've already been on this live stream for an hour and 20 minutes. All right, let me go through these quickly for Sravani. Thank you for the question, Sravani, and welcome to Raw Vegan Heroes. Much love and blessings to you. Okay, hi Shane. Is it better not to use bentonite clay and psyllium husk to push out impacted material in the intestines? I was watching one of Loren Lockman's YouTube videos, and he said that psyllium husk is like a broom, and that's not necessarily a good thing. That it hurts the intestines, and that we should let the body eliminate stuff when it's ready to naturally. He's also not a fan of juice fasting and says a water fast is 10 times more powerful and effective. What do you think about that? I think that the context is completely skewed here. A juice fast is a temporary protocol for intervention purposes to help the body eliminate waste out of the GI tract as an intervention to help the body transition to a healthier diet and lifestyle like a raw vegan diet. It's generally best used one time or possibly maybe a couple times over a couple years, but very sparingly. Juice fasting is not how we heal. Juice fasting is a temporary protocol to help the body transition to do what Loren Lockman is saying, which is that we thrive and heal over consistent time on a raw vegan diet. And I agree with that 100%. Consistency over time is how we heal, not juice fasting, because juice fasting is not the consistent part. That's the intervention part. So sometimes we need an intervention. Sometimes we need something to come in and kick our ass into gear. That's a juice fast, okay? And like I said, water fasting and juice fasting have completely different purposes. Juice fasting is to clean the gut one time, intervention style, and water fasting is for deeper tissue cleansing and repair through autophagy, okay? All right, Sravani says, "Hi Shane, I came across Loren Lockman on YouTube and mostly like his ideas on health. However, they do seem a bit extreme sometimes, and I'd like to know your take on some of them. He's not a fan of vegetables such as cruciferous vegetables. He says we can't digest them very well. Even John Rose says the same. What is your take on this?" Yeah, I agree. Let's not eat things that are hard to digest. I mean, who wants to do that? Let's not eat things that make it difficult on the digestion. Let's eat things that are easy on the digestion. A simple reasoning is that we are not naturally attracted to them and that we need to mix them in a bunch of other things like salt and herbs to eat them, so they must not be good for us. If you want to eat a little broccoli or cauliflower in a salad, a little cut up asparagus in a salad, that's fine. But I don't gravitate toward cruciferous vegetables as a raw vegan because, yeah, I'm not going to eat a whole plate of broccoli. It's very hard to digest. I'd rather eat tender greens. In fact, oh my God, there's a farm down the way from me that has the best lettuce. Oh my God. The lettuce is so tender and so fresh and so delicious that I crave it. And I will go out of my way to get it and make salads with it. It is this immensely tender, like dark leafy green lettuce. I don't know what the variety is, but it's amazing. So let's eat that. Let's eat the amazing tender greens that make me feel good. They're easy to digest. I never have any digestive problems after eating these tender greens. That is where we get the nutrition from. Fresh, vibrant, live, easy to digest living foods. Okay, 2, he promotes a mostly fruit-based diet with some salad, mostly consisting of soft, tender, non-bitter leaves. Yes, like spinach and lettuce. He says the fact that any food is bitter means it's not meant for us. No other animal would override their taste buds and consume something anyway if they don't think it's tasty. I don't think that's true. Let me just mention that I once heard a farmer say that when his horses get sick, when they get like a cold or like an illness, the horses will go eat the bitters in the field. They'll gravitate toward the bitters. So I think we do know on a really primal level, a survival level, that eating bitters is good for cleansing the liver. I absolutely agree that we do know that. And so I don't think that's correct. Yes, of course, when we're in our consistency, then we're going to eat fruits and vegetables and tender greens. But if we're dealing with an illness, then we can gravitate toward bitters and things that are outside of our norm, okay? And he doesn't consider nuts and especially seeds and sprouts a less optimal choice and think there's definitely no need for them, but can be had keeping in mind that it's a suboptimal choice. I don't think nuts and seeds are a suboptimal choice. I think they are a choice for proteins and omega-3 fats. Loren Lockman is a low-fat advocate. I'm not. I think high fats are key. One reason, going back to Aya's question, why some raw vegans might not look and feel so good, because we need higher fats. I think if you look at all the best, healthiest, long-term raw vegans, they're all high fat. Like look at Lou Corona. He's high fat. Okay, I don't know how much his percentage is, but probably high fat. Okay, probably 50% or more is my guess. Look at Dan McDonald. He looks great. 20 years raw vegan, high fat. Okay, who's the other ones? Gabriel Cousins, who's like been raw vegan for 50 years. He looks great. He's almost 80. He looks like he's 50 or 40 even. High fat. Okay, who are the other ones? Yeah, I don't know. There's some other people that are blanking out of my mind right now. But yeah, the low fat is not my favorite. And so therefore, we can eat nuts and seeds, not for a suboptimal choice, but for proteins and fats. And I think good amount of protein in the diet is good, but not like protein like meat. Protein like nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are wonderful. Let's enjoy them. Plus, they're non-denatured. It's definitely not a suboptimal choice. But again, Sravani, I think that when we're learning the ropes of a raw vegan diet, we've got to tune into our own wisdom. We've got to be willing to experiment. We've got to be willing to step out of our comfort zone and let things get wonky for a bit so we can find our own inner truth. And to leave you guys today, consistency is key. Okay? As we learn to be raw vegan, consistency. The reason Loren Lockman is an expert and speaker and people follow him on YouTube, and people look up to him and go to his retreat center is because, why? Because Loren Lockman is consistent. You know? I'm consistent with what I do and what I say. John Rose is consistent. So if you want to be confident in your life, be consistent. If you want to be a healer and a leader, be consistent. If you want to have an amazing experience as a raw vegan, find the consistency that works for you. And that is going to help your life rocket to the next level in every way, through your business, through your lifestyle, through the food you eat. You know, this is what I'm talking about. So thank you so much for everyone for being on this video. This was a long one. I don't normally do an hour and a half live stream, but I thought I would this time. Go over, answer everybody's questions. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being members. Thank you all for your questions this week. We are a team, Team Raw Vegan Heroes. Okay? You with me? Team Raw Vegan Heroes. It's me and you. I've got your back. You've got my back. You've got each other's back. I've got all of your backs. You know what I mean? That's what a team does. We're here for each other. We support each other. And we make sure we're not letting anybody backslide. You know, like Andrea, who's struggling right now. Andrea, book a deep dive with me. Come on. And I'm not going to let you off the hook. I'm not going to let you off the mindset hook and let your mind run rampant. This is a mindset game, people. All life is, okay? True leaders have the best mindset. All right, thanks. Hey, Tim. Thanks, Tim. I was just wondering if you were still on. You were here from the beginning. You sat through this whole live stream, brother. Really appreciate that, man. You're a real, true raw vegan hero. And I hope your juice fast is going well, man. Loved your video the other day. Thank you for doing that video, popping in and sharing that. The production was awesome, Tim. So cool to see you because you were making a course or something. Love to know more about that. Eva's on. Sitska, Tracy, Kenna. Kenna, thanks. Shane, you are incredible. Thank you, Kenna. Wanda, Amy Louise, Sade, everybody, Magda. Who else is on? Kim. Kim is on. All these amazing raw vegan heroes. I love you guys. Jade Base is on. You rock, Shane. Thank you for leading our team. That's right. Team Raw Vegan Heroes. This is a team. That's how I look at it. You know, go team. Aline, Natanya. Okay, guys, blessings. I'll see you in the group this week. Let's stay connected. Let's stay teamed. Mindset, top down, consistency is key. That's my message this week. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.